Sorry. Okay. All right, here we go. My bad. Okay.
Hello everyone, thank you for coming. I'd like to show you something. This right here is my wedding ring given to me by my lovely wife, kat.schlessy. It's worn around my neck for the express purpose that it is simply too big for my finger. And I also work in a lot of hands-on machinery, and I'd rather not get degloved. It's kind of a secret fear of mine. And so I wear it around my neck where it's very visible and everyone can see it, and I try to announce it to the world as much as possible. You can ask her, I yell that I'm married all the time. But today I would like to talk to you about why getting married is better than any other form of cohabitation or simply living together with your partner respectively. The reason why I brought up this topic was because it's honestly something that's been coming up in the present day where a lot of people are choosing other methods of being together rather than the traditional form of marriage, being a man and a woman getting together to have kids. This speech is not about sexual presentation. I'm not here to talk about homosexual relationships. I'm not here to talk about transgender relationships. I am simply here to argue the benefits of the traditional married household and why we should strive for that. And I have found a couple benefits, main one being health reasons, financial reasons, communal reasons for the community, but most importantly for relationships. But let's start here with a couple of logical benefits that you can think of as you think of the nuclear family, they kind of call it. I coined that term from my sister-in-law. A couple benefits, just starting logically before I get into my personal beliefs and what I feel are more emotional reasons. Logically, we learned from Susan L. Brown, who's a study at Green Barnett University, on how married relationships have a much lower infidelity rate. So people that are in a satisfying marriage together are a lot happier in all form of aspects in their work life and their home life, and it helps them create that wonderful relationship that you think of that is marriage as they pursue that together in harmony. It is proven that it is healthier for them in the long run. As you can see, that married couples typically have a healthier aspect of life and on the future as they work towards it together instead of typically feeling more alone in kind of a harder environment. Another wonderful aspect is also given by Harvard Law. Fun fact, men in a happy relationship don't have as many heart problems. I don't know if you knew that, but it's a funny statistic that Harvard Law actually discovered. If you have a happy marriage, you don't have as many health problems. Crazy that. But I think something that I never considered in terms of the financial benefits. Everyone who gets married is like, oh, the tax breaks are insane. You love having the tax breaks. But something that I was never privy to up until recently was that when you're married, you have immediate legal dependency that is already free. For example, let's say someone gets injured and is in a medical condition in the hospital. Who has the right to oversee that person and make judgments if they are incapable of doing so? If you're married, it's your spouse. Automatically. They get automatic legal governing over the situation. If you're not married, it is likely your parent. If not, someone else that you assigned, your legal guardian. If you have a cohabitation situation and let's say you've been together for several years, you want that ability to help your partner in the way that you know they would want it. Because you love them, you want them to be safe, and you want them to have that. In a non-marital situation, you have to fight for that legally. You have to pay a lot of fees. It's very expensive to get that power legally over any kind of wills, inheritances, medical coma situations. Without that marriage certificate, you have to go through a bunch of processes to get that power. And it's very expensive and very difficult. And so, a marriage completely takes care of that. But now for a bit more of my personal reasons and my emotional reasons. That kind of led me towards thinking about why people might cohabitate. A lot of people might do so because they feel like they want to test run before getting the marriage together. They feel like, oh, how can I promise my entire life to this person before I know for sure that that's the person that I want to be with? And it's an interesting thought, right? You test drive a car before you buy it. But someone presented a thing for me where it was like, if, let's say, a relationship is a puzzle, and you have all of the pieces of the puzzle together, and you're missing one piece. If every single piece fits together, and you only have one piece left, will that piece fit? Very likely. I can almost promise you, if that's the only piece left, it's probably going to fit in that one spot. And so if you found this person, and you love them, you laugh with them, they're awesome, they help and provide for you, they help you emotionally, physically, financially, they're there for you in all forms and shapes and sizes, except for this one piece, living together. That piece you cross after you get married, ideally. That piece you cross then. If that's the one piece missing, it's likely it's gonna fit, as long as you are both willing to work together on it and choose that marriage throughout your entire life. Because that's another thing we've seen nowadays. It's inconvenient. And I'm here to tell you, it is. Marriage is inconvenient, but it's so much better when you decide with your spouse to fight for each other throughout your lives. And so I know that through that relationship, if you strive for it now and forever, even if you're not in a relationship or it's not something you're considering, if that's your goal, you will be so much more happier. You will see that now and when you find that person. And if you're with that person, choosing them today and tomorrow, each day, it will make you so much happier for it. And I know it's better because I've done it. Like I said, my wife loves me, I love her, and I choose her every single day. And one day, she will get me a ring that fits my finger. But until then, I choose to share this with all people because I love the relationship that I'm in. Thank you.
Yay.
Fighting so hard to not say that.